सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll chant 7 to 12. Tavat satyam jagat bhati shuktikarajtam yatha yavan nagnayate brahma sarvadhisthanamadvayam upadane khiladhare jaganti parameshware sargasthitilayan yanti बुद्बुदानीव वारिणि सच्चिदात्मन्यनुस्यूते नित्ये विष्णौ प्रकल्पिताः व्यक्तयो विविधाः सर्वाः हाटके कटकादिवत् यथाकाशो ऋषिकेशो नानोपाधिगतो विभुः तद्भेदाद्भिन्नवद् भाति तन्नाशे केवलो भवेत् नानोपाधिवशादेव जातिवर्णाश्रमादयः आत्मन्यारोपितास्तो ये रसवर्णादिभेदवत् पञ्चीकृतमहाभूत सम्भवं कर्म सञ्चितं शरीरं सुखदुःखानां भोगायतनमुच्यते. So we are seeing 11th verse. The topic has been how Brahman, the Adhishtan, the substratum, the changeless existence supports the creation. It is in the same changeless substratum that the creation arises and it also resolves. That it resolves is to be inferred because one sees the changes in the creation. So what seems to be there just now, next moment it changes. Where did it go? Our entire yesterdays, all of it, whatever we have experienced so far, lived so far, good, bad, ugly, who knows, whatever. Where did it go? That it disappears. It is no longer accessible. That's the right word. This moment backward, and even this moment as we are living keeps going backward, ceases to become accessible into existence anymore. You cannot recover it. It's not like a temporary bin file, it stays there for some time. You can recover it up to 30 days, up to 60 days. You can't. This moment gone is a permanent dissolution. That something emerges in its place. It's never gone without a replacement. ये क्षण जो बीत रहा है, जो क्षण भंगुर है, क्षण भंगुर मीन्स मोमेंटरी है, क्षण है, क्षण में बीत रहा है, बट जैसे वो बीत रहा है, there is automatically another thing which is replaced, like a conveyor belt. खाली कभी नहीं होता. That it is always seen and experienced, but it is changing. This is to be consolidated. That changes cannot happen unless and until there is a changeless substratum. What we saw as rope and snake. That we are seeing and experiencing something. That something, is it a reality? प्रश्न ये होना चाहिए, जो ये हम जगत को अनुभव कर रहे हैं, ये सत्य है कि नहीं है? ये ऋषियों ने विचारा और उन्होंने they could arrive at a conclusive thought and they were able to discern the reason why this is not real. सत्य नहीं है. इंग्लिश वर्ड रियल थोड़ा मिसलीडिंग हो जाता है. सत्य नहीं है लेकिन सत्य नहीं है. दिस रोप इज द अधिष्ठान. अगर रज्जू नहीं है तो आपको सर्प की भ्रांति हो नहीं सकती. Is there anyone who doesn't understand Hindi? There is one person, but today she's not here, so it's okay. Yeah. रज्जू अगर है तो ही सर्प की भ्रांति की पॉसिबिलिटी है. सर्प by itself, if it was, then it is not a भ्रांति. सर्प अगर है तो है, then the fear of snake is also real. Then something I have to do to prevent the snake bite is also real. All that is real because the snake is real. सत्य है snake. यहां कोई रोप वोप कुछ नहीं है. भ्रांति है ही नहीं. बट सर्प है कि नहीं है? When I start inquiring that, then is it dismissible? Is it correctable? जो मुझे दिख रहा है इज इट रिजॉल्वेबल? इसका बाध होता है कि नहीं, बाधित है कि नहीं है? बाधित मीन्स आप उसको नेगेट कर सकते हो। सर्प की दृष्टि को यू कैन नेगेट। सर्प दृष्टि बाधित है। कब बाधित है? जब रज्जु की दृष्टि आती है। बिकॉज इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ द रोप स्नेक बाधित हो गया, सो वेदांत कॉल्स इट मिथ्या। और ये तब तक बाधित नहीं होगा जब तक रज्जु नहीं दिखेगा। जब तक रज्जु नहीं दिखता, सर्प दिखता है। दिस इज so many layers of principles over here. That this adhishtan is here. What is that changeless adhishtan? Because as long as I see the snake, I do not see the rope. When I see the rope, the snake is dismissed. And it is dismissed permanently. It is gone for once and for all. It never emerges back, it never surfaces back. I can never get deluded again in the same place to say that this is a snake. इसको experience of life कहते हैं. Life, in a very common definition years ago, it's been said in lectures and lectures and everybody says it. जीवन एक अनुभव धारा है. Flow, a stream of experiences. A flow of experiences. This flow of experiences, which is never stationary, it's replaced, like I said, one frame goes, another comes. ये खाली कभी नहीं होता. It's never शून्य. There is always a movement here. That adhishtan, substratum, on which this movement is felt, Shastra says, start discerning the adhishtan. रज्जु को देखना शुरू करो. रज्जु को देखें कैसे? That yes is vichar. The moving principle is to be discerned by the changeless principle. एक चीज बदलती ही है और एक कभी बदलती ही नहीं है. The screen is changeless. Movie on it is changing. This adhishtan is what is being said. Their names up to great grandparents. This is my kula. This is my religion. This is my belief. This is my etc. So fascinating. I believe I've just got to know recently that in the West, it's picked up that you can't even impose gender on people. Your child should, hai na? Your child has the right to choose what gender they want to live. So many men have started dressing themselves as a woman. I am yet to see, I guess we all did that much before. Women dressing themselves as men, pehle hi kar diya humne. But now the men are dressing themselves as women. Why? You're not supposed to impose on someone else, even their gender. You see how people think Vedanta is all theory. Gyan ki baatein hain. Here are live examples. That building was a live example today. This is what it's reflecting. This is what the Shastra is saying. This aropan is even in the modern so-called society. Here we are not supposed to give Atmani adhyaropan of qualities and even gender that you're born with. You're not supposed to impose on yourself. Mankind is seeking freedom, no doubt. But in avidya, they're experimenting. This is another experiment that has come up. That you're not supposed. Atmani aropitam. On yourself. How? Rasavarnadi bhedavat. Like in water, all different flavors and colors, they seem to be one with water, but they are only imposed on water. Rasa Varnadi, orange water, yellow water, lemon water, rose water. These are all qualities and qualities, different Vedas, but essentially it is all water. Where has this Bhed come from in the Upadhi? And from 12th verse, he starts the creation process. Here in Atma Bodh, he comes straight to the gross body. What is the gross body? What is this sharir? That is our first aropan. मैं ये देह हूं. I am this body. I am this body. Is there anybody who thinks I am nobody? I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I am this body. Without this cognition that I am this body, we have no individuality. This is the first basic aropan. ये शरीर मैं हूं. What is it? He said, Panchikrit Mahabhuta Sambhavam. Mahabhut are the 5 great elements: space, air, fire, water, earth. Before they've got divided, Panchikrit is a process by which the 5 indivisible pure elements, the pure in their pure form, you cannot know them in the pure form. The pure elements by themselves, they come together through Panchikaranam. I'll explain the process just now. First is the verse. How else is this body come about? Karma Sanchitam. Because of the collected Sanchit karmas. That collection of Sanchit karmas has given rise through Panchikaranam, this Shariram. And this Shariram is what? Sukha Dukha Naam, Sukha Dukho ka, usko Bhoga Ayatanam Uchyate is called. To experience the Sukh and the Dukh that is due to us. This body has arisen because of the Panchikaranam of the Mahabhutas. What are the Mahabhutas? In Tattva Bodh, we saw it in great details. I will just touch very little here. This is S space means subtle space, means Mahabhut. There are 5. So we've only brought 2 here: space, air, fire, water, earth. In their own nascent form, they are not contactable. You cannot know them. By the time they become contactable, each of these pure elements take this space as amoeba. How does amoeba multiply? By itself, it divides into 2. What was it? Mitosis or meiosis or something like this it was called, no? No? By itself, it divides into 2. And now there are 2 amoebas. एक से 2 हो गए. That process of becoming 2 is within the amoeba. It's not brought from outside. It's the way it multiplies. These 5 elements, they first divide themselves into 2. There was something before also. I thought I'd touch it from there. When they divide into 2, now each of these, one part remains the same. 50% remains the same. The other 50% again divides into 4 parts. Once all these 5 have gone through the same, not once, as they go through the same process, then each of them gives away one part to the other 4 elements and takes one part from all of them. Am I clear so far? So now what is the final product? You have half of space, 1/8 of air, 1/8 of fire, 1/8 of water, 1/8 of earth. This is now the gross element. This gross element is contactable. जो हम देख रहे हैं, every element has 1/8 of the other elements in it. The same goes for air, fire, water, and earth. The predominant 50% is what is called that element. So space is called space, gross space, because space has 50% space. Air is air because it has 50% air. This is an explanation given in the Shastra. This Sharira, there were so many of them. What did I do? 1 second, huh? Never get enough time to sort the material. It was in the other slide. Okay. Huh. This is from the Tattvabodh classes. So, as we said, our original plan was after Tattvabodh to do Atma Bodh. That's the way the course was supposed to be. So, that is just again. Now, what has this elements come from? Brahma Ashraya. Is there something before that? Okay, I have not remembered it. It is help you understand. Sorry, but have a little patience with me. Of course it's here. The verse said, let us explain the 24 parts of evolution. From there it said, Brahman plus Maya okay, I can't see it. Forget it. Must be in another slide. So Brahman plus Maya is the starting of creation. Maya is Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, Pradhan. Okay. These are just 3 gunas, 3 qualities. What is Maya? Maya is from Brahman itself, its own Shakti, inherent in Maya, because Brahman is everywhere, Brahman is everything. So there's nothing outside. So Maya cannot be outside Brahman. Maya is within Brahman itself. It is Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas, 3 gunas. This Brahma Ashraya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamo, Gunatmika, Maya, Asti. That is Maya. Then what? From this, that was explained. From this, first, Akasha Sambhutaha, pure element. From Brahman plus Maya, pure Mahabhut. Akasha Sambhutaha, Akashat Vayu. Can you see this slide or is it hidden? Now, can you see the slide now? Maya, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. From it came space. From space came air. From air came water. From water came the earth. These are Panch Mahabhuts. From them, This Akash, from the space comes your ear. The predominant space, when they've gone through the Panchikaranam, this is your ear. That is why you hear sound. And what is space? A medium to carry the sound. If there's no space, you can't hear. So space is the medium born from the sattvic element of Maya. From space comes air. Air is contactable through the skin. That is why ठंड लगती है. How do you perceive ठंड, गर्मी? It is all, skin is the organ for it. From fire comes the eyes. You see color and form. That's the first element that you are able to see. Water, tongue. That's why the taste of things changes with the taste of the water. Your tongue is of the same element as the water. Predominant element is water. And your nose is earth. That's why you smell through the nose. The rose is known as rose because I smell the rosiness of the rose. We won't go into this. In this particular Atma Bodha, it's said in a very concise way. This gross body has come about by this Panchikaranam process. The subtle body, Antakaranam, is also of the subtle elements. The sattvic element, subtle form, is the mind, buddhi, chit, and ahankar. Is that okay so far? And then these are the qualities. We'll see later. The deities. Now, from the Rajas element is your organs of action. From space comes speech, the Rajas element. Speech. That is why Vak may you can hear it. Air is hands, fire is feet, water is generation, and earth is evacuation. Your organs of action. So Sattva was the organs of perception. Rajas is the organs of action. Oops. And then Tamas. From Tamas comes the gross elements, the grossified elements that we see now, the entire gross world. Okay. Now, these are what is being said here as Panchikrit Pancha Mahabhut. I think I'll have to share it again. Some idea, everybody? Through the process, I'll just repeat quickly. Eliminate the details. Brahman plus Maya. Maya is Brahman's Upadhi within itself. Maya is Trigunatmika, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. From each of these three gunas, predominant of them, it goes through the process of Panchikaranam. The elements themselves go through this as we divide it. 50% remains, 50% gets into 1/8, 1/8, 1/8, and 1/8. And they combine together. When the space is predominant, you get your organ of hearing, etc. And at the level of the hands and feet, all these have now emerged. And what has come is your gross body, which is capable of connecting to its own relevant guna. Ear will connect to space and you hear. You get the experience of hearing. कुछ कुछ समझ में आ रहा है? जिसको नींद आ रही है हाथ उठाए. 2 लोगों को तो मैंने देख लिया. एक तो अभी भी सो रहे हैं. नहीं, अब जाग गए. Anybody else? This is a bad time. I agree. Okay. Okay so far? Everyone? Good. So, what is important here is this gross world, gross nana upadhi. How is this combination given us a unique? ये तो सारा generalized combination है. It's all the same process. Then everybody should have the same features. The functioning of every ear is the same. The functioning of every eye is the same. The functioning of all this elemental functioning is the same for everybody. Then still where is the identity coming from? Still where is the bhed coming from? Still where is it that each one of us has the unique feeling of I am this body? Whereas your eye and my eye sees, your nose and my nose smells, it's coming from the same Panchamahabhut with the same Panchikarnam process made up of the same element. And we all know on death, when the body is going back to its own elemental form, the space goes back to space, the air goes back to air, the fire goes back to fire. And that is how the process of death starts taking place also. Finally, you are declared dead. You will be declared dead when your body is absolutely cold to touch also. Now the fire elements also exited. So now there is nothing. And then now there'll be no control and the body will start to ooze because the earth element is now beginning to disintegrate. All this, he says, is karma sanchitam. Sanchit karma. What you have acquired in the past, collected sanchit karma. I think that was also there in this. I'm so sorry if I am not very... I had kept it separate, but now I don't know where I kept it. I did all that homework, but I've forgotten which slide. Where did I keep it? I spent 2 hours in the morning, but I have still lost it. It gives very beautiful understanding of the verse itself gives a bit. Okay, never mind. Let's just stick to this then at the moment. Sanchit karma is the total karma. From that totality of karma, a part of a karma, it comes out, which gives us the present body, the present upadhi, the present formation, so that it is most conducive to experience the sukha and dukkha. It is bhoga ayatanam. It is a vehicle to experience sukha and dukkha. That one has to. It's your prarabdha. You have come with a certain prarabdha, a certain set of karmas fructifies itself, just as in every season, certain seeds fructify themselves, and they have to now mature. Those forcibly they express themselves, they come to gross form. To give what? This jiva upadhi, experience of sukha and dukkha. Okay? It is sharira, sukha dukkhanam bhoga ayatanam. Then pancha prana mano buddhi dasha indriya samanvitam apanchikrit bhuta uttham sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam. The subtle elements which did not go through panchikaranam, they come together to give you the antakaranam. We just saw that. Mano, buddhi, chit, ahankar. The subtle elements are giving you the subtle body. The panchikrit elements are giving you the gross body. And each of the element is giving you the organ of action and the organ of perception. This apanchikrit means in their subtle form, it gives you mano, buddhi, chit, ahankar. Manas is sanshayatmaka buddhi, means doubts, feelings, flickering, wavering mind, indecisive mind, thoughts. All these thoughts, nature of these thoughts becomes the mind. Decisive, nishchayatmika buddhi. When the buddhi becomes, when the thoughts become determined, conclusive, are able to take a decision, firm, that's quality of that is buddhi. Chit is where memories are held, past experiences are recorded, are held. And some people say chit is like your chidabhasa, but it is more memory based on your buddhi. Chit and ahankar, we all know, that doesn't need explanation. That is one certain knowledge we all have. That aham karoti iti ahankaraha, that assertion that I am this, I am this, I am this. These pancha prana, prana, 5 pranas means prana, apana, samana, vyana, udana. And these 5 pranas come together, giving us the sukshmangam bhoga sadhanam. They become the means now to experience along with the antakaranam. So whatever your gross body has to experience as sukha dukkha, the gross body is the vehicle. The antakaranam becomes the sadhan, direct. Because of this antakaranam, you experience the sukha and the dukkha. And then in the 14th verse, this is 12th verse is the gross body, 13th verse is the subtle body, and the 14th verse is the causal body, Karana Sharir. Anadi avidya. Why is all this happening? That Maya Shakti, this is anirvachaniya, inexplicable. है नहीं कह सकते, नहीं है नहीं कह सकते. You cannot determine its nature. You cannot pull it out and say that, Are, this is, this is Maya. It's elusive. It's exactly how in mathematics we say, when you start solving a theorem, an equation, you start, suppose x is equal to this. And then after the entire derivation, you say x is equal to this. If your whole derivation is the right process, you will come to the same conclusion, and thereby the x is dissolved because you have a determined figure now. It is no longer x. In the same way, Maya is an introduced factor. This whole thing is an explanation because all this Jagat is primarily not there. From Advaita Vedanta Drishti, remember the previous verse? It is Swapna Tulyavat. ये तो है ही नहीं. तो जो है ही नहीं, उसको हम डिटर्मिन करके तो नहीं करने वाले ना कि ये तो है, ये तो है, ये ऐसे हुआ, फिर ऐसे हुआ. They are giving us a proposition to arrive at Brahman so that we can discard the whole thing. So this anirvachaniya means you cannot articulate it as this or that. That is anadi avidya. This avidya, when did it start? People say, after all, why did I make the mistake of forgetting, not knowing? Who made this mistake? People ask. Who? Well, this is a valid question. All these are valid questions. Who made the mistake? Why am I this jiva today? If you say, I only made that mistake, I am seeing the snake. Why did I see a snake? When did I see the snake? When did I start seeing a snake? You cannot give any answer to these. It's anadi. The thing is not to say when it started. The thing is, you are experiencing it, and there is a possibility of an explanation given to quieten the mind so that you can start unraveling your own mystery. Let's put it this: who you are. That needs more attention than saying, when did it all start? To know that will not give you any final answer, but whenever it started, anadi, as long as there is a rope, there is a mistaken identity. When Brahman is not known as Brahman, you are imposing it with limited upadhis, limited adjuncts, and that limitation is anadi imposed. Anadi avidya anirvachya karana upadhi uchyate. It is called karana upadhi, causal body. So your avidya is your causal body. As long as there is avidya, this process of, if you've followed it, it's fascinating, because this process of coming to birth, living a life, and exiting the birth is all based on karma. And karma comes from avidya. Avidya, kama, karma. Avidya gives rise to desires. Desires makes us do karma. And karma means it has to have a phal. Within Maya Upadhi, there is a law. There is a sequence. Within Maya Upadhi, the Jagrat Avastha has causational sequence. That you have done something based on this avidya kartritva bhav, maine kiya, mujhe chahiye. That has, in physics you would call it, you have pinged the response to yourself. In the modern physical realm, the dynamics of it is, I forget the exact word, but the minute you do something, you throw something, the bounce back of it is determined to you only. It is impossible that the karma will dissolve into nothingness. हो ही नहीं सकता. That's the beautiful definiteness of karma. Karma done with kartritva bhav, karmas by themselves have to give you a result. That is why it seems like a catch-22 initially. If karmas give you the result always, then how do you get moksha? क्योंकि ये तो आपको बांध के रखेंगे, फिर हम कुछ भी करेंगे हम बंधेंगे. And that is where the karma yoga comes, which changes the way you do the karma, where kartritva bhav becomes secondary and primary is the Ishwar Arpanam of that karma. The entire body, you are no longer seeing yourself as an individual. That's why I missed saying that. Even in that reflection of the sun, for an Uttam Adhikari means the thinker, he knows he can say it's a sun. But for an average person, you will be said, now you can do your Surya Upasana. In that reflected image of the building, in the sun, आप उस सन को देख के अपनी सूर्य उपासना कर सकते हैं. Who will receive the Surya Upasana का फल? The deity to whom you have done the karma takes the karma and returns the phal back to you. That is the whole principle of मंदिरों में फल चढ़ाना, क्या मंदिरों में भोग चढ़ाना. Am I making articulate sense? So when thinking is not there, discernment is not there, okay, this is consciousness which is reflecting. I believe myself to be a jiva. As a jiva, I have collected innumerable karmas, karma phalas. They have to make me go through certain experiences of sukh and dukh. They will be unavoidable to certain degree, but they are not all to be gone through experience, because then we are in a catch 22 position. It'll be a रिग्रेस एड इन्फिनिटम. आप कर्म करते रहोगे, फिर और बढ़ते रहेंगे, फिर वो थोड़े हटेंगे. वो नहीं होता है. थ्रू ज्ञानम, आत्मबोध, the whole sanchit karma can be destroyed, dissolved, burnt. It is only this prarabdha karma that remains within this body. But this also goes after death. So there's no birth back. But avidya is the karan upadhi. As long as I don't know the adhishtan, as long as I don't know the rope, as long as I don't know the water, as long as I don't know the clay, as long as I don't know the gold, till I do not know that, I will see myself in some limited form, and that makes me the karta, because I identify with the body as me, and I do my actions with the kartritva bhav, and that kartritva and bhoktritva bhav कर्मों से बांध देते हैं, कर्म बांध देते हैं. एंड दैट इज व्हाट ही सेज. करण उपाधित्रितयाति अन्य आत्मन अवधारयेत्. तृतीया exhausted. We have the translation. Let's just... उपाधि त्रित. ओके ओके. हाँ. Oops. Okay. So, what is Atma? Atmanam avadharayet. No Atma to be. What? I think there is spelling. Upadhi Traya. These three upadhis. What three upadhis? Stula, Sukshma, Karana upadhi. That Anyat. Atma is Anyat to these. Is it clear? To some extent? To complete extent? Okay, great. Good. So what is Atma? Atma is free of all this. Of the threefold upadhi. Okay. So we'll end here. Conclude the class. Om Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhave. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः. गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं. लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु. काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः. पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी. देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः. ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.